everyone, thanks for joining. Of course, here with Jeremy. Got a pretty interesting video. I see a lot of questions. We're going to talk commercialization. Obviously, just before I hit record, Jeremy was saying they're getting a lot of great feedback from surgeons, but we'll talk through kind of where where the commercialization is, some of the kind of hurdles we're jumping over, and also things to come. But Jeremy, first things first, how are you?
I'm doing well, Jason. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. The last few days of summer, so just trying to get the best out of it. But things are fantastic. But let's hop into it. I know, a lot of questions just in general about commercialization. You guys put out an update, and maybe I'll kind of let you walk through where we're at and kind of the initial response and that kind of stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, so we were getting a lot of questions as well. So wanted to put out an update, let everybody know, kind of some of the key input activity that has been taking place and has been going very well for us. So maybe I'll just walk through that. And first and foremost, you've probably heard me say this before, but I continue to be really impressed and amazed at the level of talent that this organization and this technology is able to attract. And that, starts from management, the board, the investigators, the clinicians that we're working with. And now you can see that proof in the pudding from a commercial organization and a sales force perspective as well. So, we announced that we're up to 4, what we're calling market development managers. And these folks are out there knocking on doors, taking customers through the sales cycle. But it's really more than just a sales rep activity, I would say, because we are creating a market. This is novel technology. It's a new category for customers to be thinking about. So, what I like to say is these are the kinds of reps that can sell on the tile and sell on the carpet. So that means they're comfortable being in the operating room, shoulder to shoulder with a surgeon, but can also navigate supply chain, finance, and hospital administration in the corporate offices. So we've got great, national coverage through those 4, plus the additional, sales support individuals that are helping that team out. And they're really focused on, impactful customers. So remember, for the foreseeable future, what we're guiding people to think about is not how many installations we have, but where the installations are. And are these in, institutions that can become thought leaders and evangelists for this technology as we now begin to train community hospitals and other folks once the AI is cleared for market. So really focused on that profile of customer. And so these are kind of high volume institutions. These are integrated delivery networks that once you're in one, their sister facility would be much more likely to acquire your technology and names like that. So great progress from a talent perspective from the market development managers, but also what we mentioned in there is that's only kind of half of the battle. So once the customer adopts the technology, then we need a very robust clinical education and clinical support team to make sure that they're successful with it and they get the right experience and the patients get the best outcomes possible as well. So we've significantly grown that team as well, and now we're fully staffed there to both help the evaluation process, the new customer onboarding, but also the clinical sites that are ramping up for the randomized control trial as well.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
incredible. The talent side's been great. I know you guys are always kind of like every couple of weeks, it's like, holy, another star-studded, person joins the lineup. So I love that. Really wanted to chat, got some questions too. We've chatted in previous videos about the surgeon as like the champion, the big supporters, and kind of how that moves through the sales cycle. Do you want to just chat about that a little bit more in depth? I know that kind of sparked some questions that people had.
Yeah, certainly, and that is that will remain true. It's kind of a mantra in medtech. I think there's differing thoughts on physician preference and how influential the surgeons can be, but especially with a new technology, and you need to take this through the procurement process in the facility, and the surgeon is going to be your champion, your navigator through that, because they're ultimately your user and your primary customer. So that holds true for us. And what I'd say is we are getting an overwhelmingly positive response from surgeons to the degree that our new market development managers are surprised at how well the surgeons are responding. They're able to get meetings quickly. And I think you've probably also heard me say time and again that surgeons are hungry for technology to help them solve this problem. This is a pretty widely acknowledged low quality outcome in breast cancer care today. So if we can come with technology that helps them solve this problem, they're eager and willing and excited to learn about it and to feel it out. So the initial meetings are going great. They're having virtual meetings where they can go through the software, do a demo, teach them on our technology, optical coherence tomography, and what the images look like. But the challenge we're running into after that step is, COVID is really, and the Delta variant resurgence has really put up some additional red tape for us to get into the operating room and get our device on site. So that's been a challenge that we're working through. Our surgeons are definitely helping us work through that process, but it's really lengthening the sales cycle for us. So you've got really excited end users, really excited champions, but hospital administration that's saying, I understand this new technology could be great, but right now I'm 100% focused on making sure we have enough ICU beds for COVID patients. So, that's been a big barrier that the team is working through. And, so obviously some institutions are more willing to accept it than others. But, we are getting through it. And I think the response once the surgeon has been through the demo in the OR has also been overwhelmingly positive. So, slowing us down, but not creating too big of an objection.
Yeah, no, awesome. And I have to ask, I know, public company got to make sure that we're not saying anything we shouldn't, but I have to ask, when can we expect some good kind of, push on the commercialization side and maybe the first couple, check boxes?
Yeah, definitely. I think, from my perspective, what the COVID barriers have done is kind of made things, we're kind of filling up a dam, and they've created a dam, but eventually that dam will break. So where we otherwise would have anticipated, kind of some sequential installations and things, I'm expecting that to happen kind of more at once than we otherwise would have had. So yeah, exactly. We're not guiding on timelines at the moment, but I think we're really late in the sales cycle with lots of great institutions. So we're really excited about what the rest of Q3 and Q4 brings to bear, and we're looking at an install base that's pretty much out there in line with consensus estimates at this point. So
Yeah, no, awesome. Well, look, I think this was a great kind of commercialization update. Anything else you wanted to get into this video?
No, I think we touched on most of it. So great progress on building out the team. Wanted to let everybody know that we are working through the COVID challenges, and unfortunately, we have a big presence in two of the worst locations in the U.S., and one being Texas, where most of our U.S. headquarters is, another being in Florida, that is also kind of slowing things down. But the quality of institutions, the customer response, the surgeon response especially, has all been very positive, and we're continuing to march things along despite those challenges.
Yeah, I think big takeaway, knock on wood, it continues, but some great kind of surgeon support so far, even better than what you expected, which is always great to hear. So,
Yeah,
Jeremy, thanks so much for joining. I think this is a great little update.
great. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for having us.